Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel, East West Reactions. Thank you for coming through for another very special episode. We are back again with Destiny, the second part of this comic book series. We're going to be getting into Anna Bray's story today, the story of the Warmind, chapters 1 through 3. It's a little shorter than the Osiris one. That was two pretty decent spaced out chapters, but this one's a little shorter. And also not as, I guess, detailed as the Osiris one as well, but still really good. Any Hunter fans out there, or just Anna Bray fans, people who like the Warmind DLC for Destiny, this would be a really good story for you because it's a good precursor to that entire campaign and kind of how she basically ended up where she did on Mars. So those of you who don't know too much about Anna Bray is a Guardian, of course. She is kind of an anomaly when it comes to a Guardian, actually. So, if you don't know, when you're a Guardian and you're resurrected as one, you have no memory of your past life. It's a clean slate. You're exactly as you were when you died, but you don't remember anything that happened. She was a little different because when she died in her actual work uniform. So she had a badge and everything with her name on it, and she was able to have a little bit of access to who she was. She has a full name because the last name Bray is actually very popular in the story because it's basically a family name of geniuses who were really dominant when it came to technology in the golden age of humanity. So she kind of has a really great aptitude for technology. She's a brilliant mind, and so she really has kind of an obsession and a quest to sort of discover the history of her family, what happened with the lost technology of her family, because she thinks a lot of that will be able to help humanity as it is now. She has a few other feats as a Guardian. She is a legendary hunter, actually. She played a really huge part in what's known as the Battle of Twilight Gap. Huge moment in history in the Destiny lore universe. A lot of the people that we look to now in the story, like the people who lead the Guardians and the Tower, Last City, they are basically the heroes of that time as well. So she was among them, and she actually died during that time. So she's really popular for that story, and she sort of has her accolades in other places, but that's really where she has her claim to fame as well. But if you're interested in the story of Twilight Gap, of course you can always go check out some of the Destiny lore channels, Evade, and Mylan Games. They have great videos in Twilight Gap. It's a really great story, even if you don't play Destiny or fan. It's just a really good story of heroes, basically. So without further ado, let's get into the story. And we pick up with Anna. She is on the frozen tundra of Mars. Basically, she's trying to go ahead and look for one of her family facilities here. The polar landmass of Mars spans nearly 15 million kilometers and has ridges up to 20 meters thick. You could hide a few hundred Clovis Bray facilities in all that ice and never find one. Now, if the map we've found can be trusted, and believe me, that is still a question we can narrow your search to about 200 square kilometers. You know how ridiculous that sounds to narrow something down to 200 square kilometers, right? I realize this feels overwhelming, but the ID badge you had when you were the first revived by your ghost names a research facility that we didn't even know existed. We thought Clovis Bray's cradle of invention was a myth, Anna, but you're a living, beautiful proof that it was real. And I will do anything it takes, including pillaging every file in the Owl Sector archive to help you find it. Anything, do you hear me? And it's someone she's speaking to on a radio, and Anna just replies, "We've got this. We've got this. I know you're effectively immortal, but you're risking more than your life out there alone on the ice. Please be careful. Stay warm, stay strong, stay sane, and find the cradle, Anna." And come home soon. Alright, so Anna's trekking out on the tundra. She's got her ghost with her. I'm not sure I know what home is anymore. Alright, Jinju, which way first? I've mapped the search area to a grid using your ship as your center point, so all directions are equally valid at this point. However, due to the density of the polar mass, there is no way to know how far beneath the ice the facility might be. We could walk right over it and never know. That'd be terrible. And there's a lot of frozen mass. It doesn't really seem like mountains or ridges. It sort of seems like just frosted over like tops of buildings, and there's even frozen like bodies and ships on top as well. Then I suppose we're lucky that Jump Ship wasn't the only new toy we found in the Braytech cache on Venus. This area, all of Mars, was terraformed by the Traveler during the Golden Age. An ice cap of this size doesn't just appear, not naturally. Something happened here. You know, I didn't like conjecture, but the sheer power it would take to not only undo the work of the Traveler, but also create a polar sheet of this scale is limited to a very few things in the system. And only one of them has a connection to Clovis Bray. Rasputin, the Warmind. And Anna replies, "You always did know just what to say." So she's speaking to someone on her, on sort of like a comm link, but you can see like their face virtually through it. Let's see what he was up to. Alright, so we're going after Rasputin. It's always interesting whenever that AI is involved. What is this place? Anna asks. I don't know, Anna. The Vanguard has no record of any battle on Mars taking place at this location. These are transports, not combat vehicles. They were evacuating. Do you think they were coming from Clovis Bray? I'd say that's a good bet, friend. We're getting close. I wonder what it would take to get through this ice. And she's rubbing over one of the fallen ships, and clearly there's one of the Clovis Bray symbols on it. Okay, so there's a loud screech, and she pulls out her hand cannon. I also wonder if there's any place in the system remote enough that I don't end up having to shoot someone. Alright, so next panel we see some Red Legion Cabal, one of the many enemy races in Destiny. They're getting like one of their dig sites together, trying to break through the ice as well. They're always scavenging after different technology that humanity lost in the Golden Age. So Anna's going to try and beat them to it. Alright, so Anna comes and surprises them. I don't know what a Red Legion or a Gaul is, but anything in there belongs to my family. So I would suggest you rethink your plan. And then one of them speaks in English. Guardian scum, praise Gaul's name, praise his name. She says nope. And she ends up popping her golden gun. If you play Destiny, that's one of the supers you can do, and she blasts 3 shots right into him. This is why no one likes Cabal. And she says, uh-oh. And one of the war dogs of the Cabal catches her by surprise and sort of mounts on top of her. So she's trying to stop it from biting her. Boy, do you have bad timing. So she shoots the gun so she tries to shoot the gun. But she's struggling because as she says, what the hell, my light? And her ghost even says to herself, I can't feel it anymore. It's gone. And Anna's still struggling. Her arm is caught in the mouth of the war dog. And she says, no, not like this. You don't get to stop me. So she just extends her arm into the mouth of the war dog and blasts her pistol. So, next thing we know, we move over. She's camping out at night. And she's listening to her ghost. I can't do anything about the cold or revive you if you die, but I can still heal you. Is that the bright side? I can't tell. Why is this happening? I don't know. I haven't connected to the Vanguard channels in years. I can try and listen in to see what we can find, but there's still a risk they'll locate us if I do. If what happened to me isn't an isolated event, They'll be way too busy worrying about tracking me down. Do it. So the person on her voice comm comes at her again. I can account for dangerous weather, thin ice, avalanches, and the odd hostile, but this part of Mars hasn't been touched in centuries. But we both know that's not possible. You have to be prepared for anything, the worst kind of anything, and you have to face it on your own. I wish there were a way to know what every possible threat or hardship you were going to encounter. I would make a plan for every eventuality. I would do whatever it took to keep you safe. And then Anna just replies, the irony of all this is that I kept telling you I couldn't bring you because it was too dangerous. Only a guardian could survive the dangers of Mars. Now I'm just as frail and mortal as you. If I die out here, it is over. There's no second chance, Cameron, and it would be for nothing. I will have left you behind for nothing. Look at me, Anastasia. You are not a guardian just because your ghost chose you, and you are not a brave because you woke up with your name on a badge. You are who you choose to be, and you are the single bravest person I know. You have a destiny to fulfill, but we were right about digging into your history. Remember, the answer to saving our future might just lie in the past. And Anna responds, thank you, Cameron. I can do this. I can be brave. For what you've done, I have to make this happen. I can find Clovis Bray. Alright, so we pick up the next morning, and Anna's sort of just trekking along on the tundra. I will find Rasputin. And she says, is that a meteor shower? One moment. They appear to be warsats dropping from out of orbit, but why? That's a mystery for another time. It looks like the heat sink compound for the facility is past the sea of ice. Water's down a few meters, but plenty thick enough to cross. Not that you really have to worry about that. I will not apologize for being amazing, her ghost says. Also, I have picked up a beacon broadcasting now. Alright. So, they pick up one of the Vanguard channels on their comms, and Jinju broadcasts it for Anna. Guardians, the city is lost. If there is any light left in the system, we rally on Titan. Be brave, Guardians. The city is lost. If there is any light left. And then it's just a repeating sort of echo. And she just says, oh, Zavala, no. When did that go out? I don't know. There were no other messages. Perhaps with everything that has happened, we should head to Titan? Her ghost asks. No, we've come this far. One more lightless guardian won't make a difference on Titan. But if I can find Rasputin, we can change everything. We keep going no matter the risk. She says, oh no. And then some of the warsats start to fall onto where she is on the ice, on that sea of ice. And as she's trying to dodge them, one of them crashes into the ice and sort of takes her under. So she thinks to herself, as she's getting drowned down to the bottom of the water, you are not a guardian just because your ghost chose you, and you are not a brave because you woke up with your name on a badge. You are who you chose to be, and you are the single bravest person I know. You have a destiny to fulfill. It is easy to be brave when there is nothing at stake. I know you can do better. We were right about digging into your history. Look at me, Anastasia. We've got this. And then she just thinks to herself, Cameron, as she just floats in the water. Alright, so that's the first part to this story. And just a quick little add-on. This definitely shows that as this part of the story is going on, as well simultaneously we have the main story campaigns of the Destiny 2 game going on, the Red Legion War, where the Cabal get into the last city, they take over, they capture the Traveler, and render all the Guardians lightless. So she's sort of definitely feeling the effects of that with her ghost losing connection to the light. She can't use her Guardian powers anymore, and she can't revive anymore. So until that goes on, she's definitely in danger. Especially if you played the game, you know that it really wasn't easy doing anything in that game without your Guardian powers. It really made it almost like entirely pointless. Alright, so we pick back up Jinju is floating above the layer of ice in the body of water that Anna's still under, and she's not coming back up. Anna, you have to reach the surface. It has to be you. Without the light, I can't do anything. Anna, please. You have to hold on. Anna. So we see Anna. She's sort of just floating there in the water, kind of unconscious actually, and we're in her subconscious now. What? Cameron? I can't turn over. Can't breathe. It hurts. And it looks like she's in a hospital room with the person who's been on her, basically on her comms the whole time, Cameron. Shh, it's okay. I've got you. Don't strain. This is not how I wanted to spend our visit. Don't worry about that. Just breathe. I'm not going anywhere. I was trying not to wake you. I'll be fine. I'm the one who's supposed to be taking care of you. Do you need anything else? Just for you to stop blaming yourself, Cameron says to Anna. For which part specifically? That you were nearly killed because I pulled you into this insane quest? Or that you were hurt saving my life while I was chasing down another dead end? I never should have gotten you involved. Shut up. You didn't get to decide that. Not anymore. We are not a sometimes thing or a convenient thing. We are an always thing. We do this together. We will find him together. Anna says, you don't make sense. Do you know that? You weren't touched by light. If you die, it is forever. How can you stand being so goddamn brave? And Cameron says, it might be more difficult for you to die, but we both know it's possible. That doesn't keep you from doing what is necessary. That's what it means to be human. We adapt, we endure, and we fight. Even against death, which we know is going to claim us someday, we still refuse to surrender. We fight. We can find the cradle. We can find Rasputin. We're too close to give up now. Anna says, you're in no condition for a trip to Mars. Obviously, cough. Which is why you should let me rest. So tired. And Anna says, shh, close your eyes. Everything is alright. I'm right here. I made a list, says Cameron. We'll need so many things, have to be ready for anything. Artificial polar climate is dangerous. So cold there. So tired. So cold. Is it cold in here, Anna? And as this is spanned over 2 pages, this moment here, and every other panel is a heart rate monitor. It starts off very strong, and then every other one it gets weaker. And the very next panel after that, after she says, "Is it cold in here, Anna?" she flatlines. So this is a flashback to Cameron basically dying. I guess sometime before Anna's come to this place. So with that, it actually breaks Anna out of shock, and she finally comes to underwater. So cold. It might be more difficult for you to die, but we both know it's possible. And the words of Cameron keep echoing in her head as she's trying to make her way back up to the surface. That doesn't keep you from doing what is necessary. That's what it means to be human, love. We adapt, we endure, and we fight. Even against death, which we know is going to claim us someday, we still refuse to surrender. We fight. And as she breaches the surface, Jinju, her ghost, says, "Anna." She managed to lay on top of the ice things, and her ghost tries to get to work to help heal her. Lie still, let me clear your lungs first. Anna, don't move, I need to fully assess your injuries first. No, we're running out of time. Have to breach the cradle. What we need to do is return to Earth. You can't do this alone. You can't do this without your light. It's too dangerous. What happens if you can't reach me next time? Anna stands up. Am I a guardian because the light chose me, or did the light choose me because I was already a guardian? Ginger's response, I don't understand. Doing what's right because you're not afraid of death isn't heroic, it's convenient. Light or no light, we are here to protect humanity. We are heading back to camp. We will find another way. So they make it back to camp. We've already paid too much to get this far. You talk in your sleep sometimes. Cameron's I guess, voice recording at this point, honestly. You talk in your sleep sometimes. Did you know that? Not in clear sentences or anything, just scattered words, anxious words. If you don't rest, even when you sleep, you're still searching, still fighting, still haunted. We're running out of time, Anna. I feel it just like you do. But we need to find him first. You have to reach him first. No one else will understand. I've seen my vitals. I might not be a doctor in any life, but I know what a systematic failure looks like. I'm not walking away from this. You, however, have to. What you're doing, everything we've worked for, is too important to abandon just to be my nursemaid. We are more than that. We are bigger than that. And I refuse to be the thing that keeps you from finding the answer to what that will finally let you sleep peacefully. And then Jinju asks, Anna? But Cameron's voice recording still keeps going. Answers that could secure a safe future for all of us. And the recording stops. Anna, I think you should look at this, Jinju says. What? What do you want? What is so damn important? And Jinju just walks away and then just says, come on. Get me sad imagery. How big is this storm? So during that whole sequence, I actually really like this because you get Anna, she's digging through a trunk of hers and she's really getting prepared for what's next. She pulls out her old hunter cloak with her wolf symbol on it, you know, back from her real hunter days when she was an actual guardian. And she also pulls out one of the exotic weapons in the game, the Polaris Lance, from there as well. So she's really about to get ready to get going. Alright. So she's packing up her ship. The grid above this quadrant has collapsed. I can't get anything. So they're dealing with a really bad storm on Mars right now. You won't survive out here. Get inside the ship. I don't want you to worry though. I'm not letting you go to Mars unprepared and without me completely. This is the recording of Cameron still going. I've lost track of how many of these I've recorded. I started them to keep track of things I thought might be useful to us on Mars, and at some point, they become something else, something bigger. Anna says no as she sees the recorder of Cameron down on a table being swept away by the storm. Cameron, so she starts to jump from her ship to sort of reach for the voice recording. And the recording just keeps going. You've hidden from the world long enough, Anastasia. I don't get to keep you to myself. And it gets lost under the water. No, you have to get inside, says Jinju. No, I'm not losing her. Anna, please, you're going to die. I can't do it again, Jinju, I can't. Not again. And then as the recording keeps going, there is no place I would rather be in this world or the next than with you. But if humanity is going to survive what comes next, we need new answers. We need a better way. And as this happens, Jinju flares up with light and just says impossible. And you just see Anna, she just gets enveloped by a burst of light. And it's kind of cool. It looks like if you've ever read a Green Lantern comic book, it looks like when somebody gets a ring put on them and then just the aura of light just surrounds them. And she's back. The light is back at this point, I guess. Our main character, or your guardian, whatever, has basically beaten the campaign and freed the traveler. And the recording sort of continues as Anna makes her way out of this storm. It's up to you to show them. I may not be there to see you stand beside Rasputin, but know that whatever we've had to sacrifice to get there has been worth it. No matter what secrets you uncover about Clovis Bray, you will always be my family. And Jinju says, I have the recordings all backed up, you know. I could play them whenever. And it says, no, I appreciate it very much, Little Light, but no. She did what she promised. She got us here. Let Cameron rest. Now it's time for me to go home. And as she comes over this ridge saying that, you see basically the Warmind center for Rasputin, basically where he is in the Destiny game on Mars. And it actually zeroes in on her and instantly recognizes her. So this is basically where she sort of takes off from a little bit before the start of the Warmind DLC. So that's the second part. Let's get into the third part here. So this one's a little bit of a flashback. This is going to be back when Anna is actually in the tower. She is an active guardian. She's working with the Vanguard. This is before she goes sort of rogue. So let's see. We pick up with her at Warmind Vault, Medbay, Cosmodrome. Alright. Being a guardian means being part of a team. That's what they told me anyways. Our home was supposed to be the tower. Our family are the guardians. Never felt that way to me. And we pick up with the Tower Plaza, basically where the courtyard is in the first Destiny 1 game. And Anna's over here talking to Zavala. The name is improper enough, Anastasia, but your research. Aren't you the one always waxing poetic about the Golden Age and Shakespeare and stuff? Your research has led you to neglect your responsibilities. To this city, your home, says Zavala. My research is my responsibility. I'm Anna Bray. The Traveler picked me for a reason. The Traveler brought you back as Guardian Anna Bray because of your future, not your past. And we have looks like a hunter that basically pops in and tries to interrupt. Oh good, this again. Better put your differences on ice, you two. We have an emergency. And actually, I believe that's Andal Brass too. It's not clear who it is that comes in, but it definitely looks like him from a distance. Okay. So this is, I wish I could show this to you, but this is actually a really great Devil Spread page. What we find out what's actually going on here is the actual moment of Twilight Gap. So we have hordes of Fallen breaking in through the city. Basically breaking into the city for the first time at a major scale. All the Fallen are united, the Guardians are sort of pushed back, and they're actually in real danger of losing their very last hope of any safety on Earth. So we've got Anna and Zavala working next to each other. She's letting her golden gun loose, of course. Zavala's using his Titan Striker, and she says, Jinju, the gun emplacements are down again. On it, Anna. But I knew it. I didn't have to be that way. We didn't have to fight alone. The Braves could help us. As she's continuing on from her last conversation with Zavala. Come on, Zavala. How many times have I told you? She turns around, but her ghost, Jinju, warns her of a taken captain that's literally approaching up behind her with his swords. Watch your six. So the Titan just sort of strikes Anna and her ghost, and then Zavala says, Anastasia, move. So he lets loose with his weapon. At Twilight Gap, that Fallen gave me the opening I needed to let the world believe Guardian Anna Bray was dead. So she sort of fakes a move with the Guardian, with the captain, and basically pushes herself off of a ledge and basically makes it look like she fell to her death, along with her ghost sort of being injured in the process as well. So this was the chance that Anna Bray got during the Twilight Gap, where she fakes her death basically. So all this time between now and when we picked up with her on Mars, everyone basically thought she was dead. Zavala, note everyone. So she faked her death so she could go on basically this conquest to go find out about her past self. So we pick up with her sometime in the future here. And Jinju basically says, Anna, if the idea was for everyone to think we were dead, why did we come back here? And she's at the last safe city on Earth library. This is 5 years before the current story of her on Mars. Hullborn's host cleared out more braid tech than I thought. Everything they found is here. In the Fuon library. The missing link to the Rasputin could be in these records. So much knowledge was destroyed in the collapse. Maybe Rasputin's source is just one, says Jinju. The cradle is out there, Jinju. I can feel it. If we could just narrow down the search to a single planet, analysis of telephosphorus weave is supposed to be here, as she's browsing the catalogs. And someone's just looking for this. You a big fan of nanite-induced cellular regeneration or cyberneural prosthetics? I mean, who isn't, says Anna. And just like that, I wasn't alone anymore. So that's basically how she met Cameron. Cameron was the other one who had the book that she was going to use. So we pick up with basically Cameron scanning into the last safe city on Earth, Owl Sector. It's one of the intelligence sectors under the Vanguard, people who Ikora Zavala would deal with. So she's meeting up with Zavala here. This person accessing the Bray Special Collection. Is she a concern? And Cameron says, I report to Ikora. Ikora's granted me the authority to oversee any Bray-related investigations. So Cameron responds, her name is Stasia Pack. The ID checks out. My assessment is she is a civilian enthusiast, not a threat. And Zavala just sighs. She really must be dead. What was that, sir? Nothing. Good work. Keep me apprised if anything changes. Yes, sir. So, actually, I really like that part because even though like Zavala and Anna Bray like really clashed heads a lot, and of course we see in the main story they clash heads a lot when she comes back. He always looked out for her. He always cared for her. He just, you know, never wanted her to get hurt trying to do what she was basically doing. Never really ill intentions. So he's actually really upset that this person didn't. Well, we know it is, but he doesn't realize that it's basically her. So we pick back up with Anna Bray and Cameron. Turns out there's more than one kind of cliff a person can fall off. As the months passed, I found myself spending more and more time with Cameron. She knew her stuff, and she was very patient. And they're talking to each other. Classiv, how can you classify something you literally know nothing about? Cameron says, why does that matter to you as much as you? Why does this matter to you as much, Stage? And Anna says, you know why. To help. Yeah, I know, but why does it matter to you? The Brays were a family, a team. They were stronger together. Strength of the pack, yeah, I get it. Exactly, the Brays belong together. Learning about them makes me feel like I belong. Ugh. Oh, Stage, let me try something, another access code. Code? And it worked. We're in. Is this the part where you finally tell me your Owl Sector, Cameron? Or is this the part where you finally tell me your real name, Anastasia? Uh-oh. Hold that thought. Look, it's just a subhead, but... Polaris asset. Polaris. That index we decrypted Polaris was listed as a region of Mars. Rasputin is on Mars? Says Jinju. Oh, and she turns and it's basically Anna and Cameron kissing. Hey, this is great. So great, says Anastasia. But Cameron says, but Owl Sector's gonna know I just access classified material. And Anna says, which is why I need to get to Mars before they lock me out again. Which is why I'm coming with you, says Cameron. So So we fast forward to 1 year ago from Anna currently on Mars. They're in Meridian Bay, Mars, and they're trying to get into a facility, and it looks like they're trying to fight some Vex, actually. There's a couple of goblins coming towards them. And Anna says, if this terminal is borked as the one on Tharsis, it's kind of a weird sentence to say. It just needs to work long enough for Jinju to punch in the codes we found on Venus. Then the map to the crater will be ours, says Cameron. As Jinju is working on the computer, another shot like that gets through, and this terminal is toast as one of the Vex bullets gets closer towards her. On it, work faster, Jinju. So Anna sort of is closing in on some of them, trying to go at them with her knife, real hunter-like. But one of the hobgoblins throws a grenade. Grenade, says Anna. And trying to basically protect the computer and Jinju, Cameron just throws herself in front of the explosion. I always thought the Braves would be my team, my pack. But a pack is more than a name on the badge. So Anna's trying to carry Cameron out. It's all here, the map. The cradle, the path to Rasputin, says Jinju. Did you hear that, Cam? You did it. Jinju, call up everything we've got on Bray Biomed. It's not much. Give it to me. So, after Jinju and Anna, they're basically escaping this facility now. And we pick up with them, as we know, Anna carried out Cameron. We pick up with them in one of the med bays on the ship. And Anna basically continues in her head. But a pack is more than a name on a badge. And when you finally find the one you belong to, the one that belongs to you, you just know. Mine is Zavala and Rasputin. It's the legacy of the Braves and the future of the Guardians. But most of all, it's Cameron. And Anastasia basically picks up into a room where she's looking for Cameron to be okay. And Cameron's just up reading. She says, over here, Bray. And they basically get a happy ever after until, Cameron unfortunately passes away from her injuries, which was this. So that's the end of the story for Anna Bray, and from there we pick up with her on Mars with Rasputin, and you basically have to go ahead and help her out to get Rasputin to help humanity out. It's a whole other can of worms. No pun intended, actually. If you played, you know what I mean. But that was a really good story. I really like Anna Bray. She's definitely one of the better characters out there in Destiny. I really want her to get some more. I don't want to get into what's going on with the story now, but I'm waiting for her to basically come back around as well. So with that, we have one more installment for this entire comic book, and that is going to be Cade's 6. So that's going to be the next video. Keep an eye out for that. I can't wait for that. That's going to be my favorite one around here. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy that as well. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought. And yeah, I will see you guys for the next one. Take care, everybody, and thanks for stopping on by.